Hello, my name's Paul Wallace. I'm 23 years old and a massive petrol head. I'm here with UKVibe.TV filming my success story of how I've gone from being 15 years old filming Supercars in London to being 23 years old, owner of Supercars In Limited and driving around in an Audi R8, but still filming supercars, but growing my entrepreneurial enterprise.
We coming for the #1 spot, the #1 spot, the #1 spot. And we gon' keep it going till we sitting on top. We sitting on top, sitting on top. Cause we just on a mission and we never gon' stop. We never gon' stop, we never gon' stop now. What you know about that #1 spot? Hey, #1, yeah.
Growing up in Watford and within walking distance from the Watford Metropolitan train station, it's only right that we start the journey into London from the Watford train station, but in the Audi R8, just to show how times have changed from when I was 15 years old, going up with my father with my mobile phone at the time, to now travelling up in the 4.2 litre Audi R8 V8 with a Sony Handycam, to go and do the same thing but just on a different scale with a bit higher quality. So let's move off. And we'll get on our way into central London, where I'd spend usually around 6 to 8 hours a day over the weekend in central London in Knightsbridge, looking for supercars to film and photograph for my YouTube channel. And it all started by just wanting to show my friends what cars I was seeing on the weekends. I would regularly watch Top Gear and other car series like Fifth Gear and Gumball 3000 when it was televised, and I always had a passion for cars ever since I was about 10 or 11, watching Formula 1, and that soon moved on from having a passion for Ferrari Formula 1 cars to moving on to the road cars, and just I never thought that I'd see the cars that I had as my posters in my bedroom in real life, driving on the streets. So I started filming supercars when I was 15 years old and immediately started uploading to YouTube. And the reason behind that was just purely to show my friends at school what cars they could be seen in London, and it took off from there. Almost day one I could see my videos getting hundreds of views, 500 views, and at that point I didn't even know 500 people. And over the first 6 to 12 months of filming supercars, it was all based on a mobile phone. There was no editing involved whatsoever, and it was just a case of finding the clip, finding the car and uploading it to YouTube. And it was very, very basic. The quality was very low, as a lot of my long-term followers will know that I was known for having quite bad quality videos from the early days. But Supercars of London was created in 2008 with myself and a friend. We both decided to collaborate on this channel and both contribute to the uploads. We both travelled up to London and filmed supercars, and then as it came into the summer months and we were off summer holidays for school, then we were able to travel up during the weekdays and catch some cars that came out during the evenings, which was a whole new experience for me. I was used to travelling up on Saturday and Sunday, filming between 11 AM and probably around 5 to 6 PM, because at the time, being 15 or 16 in London by myself, I don't think my mum and dad were too keen on me staying any later than that, so I was always home before dark. But we saw some really cool stuff, and I think that's where the Supercars of London brand has started. Being one of the first people to be filming in London, it gave us that head start, it gave us a boost, because there wasn't that many videos on YouTube of supercars in London, and having the name Supercars of London helped with searches, and it became very fashionable to watch videos, see what cars were coming in from the Arab states, which is now famous for being the Arab supercar season in Knightsbridge. But when I was 15 and 16, there was no real social media behind it, and it was all luck. There's no other word to describe what happened between 15 and 18. It was very lucky that we were one of the first people to do it, but I always had a passion for cars, so when it came to seeing them in real life, I spent the majority of my Saturdays and Sundays in travelling to central London and filming these supercars, which at the time was a very strange hobby. Most of my friends would be going out, playing football and meeting up with other friends in shopping centres and hanging out, whereas me and my best mate would travel to London and run around chasing cars, which seems crazy. And there was definitely times where I was self-conscious of doing it, as we were the only two people in London doing it, whereas now, compared to 2014, there's at least 20 to 30 other digital cameras, handheld camcorders and things like that, with other people aspiring to set up YouTube channels, Instagram pages and other social media networks and platforms. Starting this hobby, as that's what it was, at 15 years old, I was still at school. I grew up in Watford and went to Parmenter's School, which is a very academic school, a very sporty school as well, and I played football and tennis to high levels. I always wanted to create something, and I always had a passion for sport and a passion for cars, and it like combine them together and you create sports cars. So it is all fitted perfectly into my hand, and like I was saying, from day one, starting supercar spotting in 2005, 2006 was an unheard of hobby. Supercar spotting, there was no name for it. I never told my friends what I was doing on the weekend. They just probably assumed that I was playing Xbox and PlayStation. I never told because I was always self-conscious of what I was doing. I used to get on the train, I used to buy a child ticket even though I was probably too old for it. £2.60 it cost to get into central London. I'd take my video camera, we'd head up to Baker Street, change onto the Jubilee line and get out at Bond Street, which is on Oxford Street, and we'd head down into Mayfair. And the route was very, very simultaneous every week. We'd walk through Mayfair, walk down Park Lane, we'd get to Hyde Park Corner. From Hyde Park Corner we'd walk down to Harrods and into Knightsbridge, walk up and down Sloane Street a few times, and every single time I went to London we'd probably walk about 10 miles. So if there's people out there that think what I've done is easy, it's taken me 8 years to get to where I am, and the amount of miles that I've walked and the amount of hours that I have spent in the freezing cold wearing gloves, hats, scarves, anything to keep me warm. I've had to buy hats and gloves whilst I've been up in London, it's been so cold, just to catch the odd Ferrari driving around. Is I wouldn't say it's blood, sweat and tears. It's been a bumpy ride, but like I said, and what we'll cover in the rest of this episode, there's been a lot of highs, a few lows, but all in all, following what you love, you're always going to have a roller coaster of a ride, and trying to create a career out of a passion is possible, because I've done it somehow, and I'll try and explain how I've done it, but it is possible. We're now on the M25 heading into central London in the Team Ironman Audi R8, and we're just going to enjoy the journey. I'll quickly start with first year at university, no, second year at university, when Supercar Scene was created. We built a website. Oh, there's a LaFerrari, film that. There's a LaFerrari. No way. I kind of want to turn around and chase it. This is a Supercar spot of the day. No way. Turning point in the day's filming, seeing a LaFerrari on the M40. So where was I? Second year of university, starting Supercar Scene, studying business management. I always wanted to create my own business, create my own path in a career, because I thought that was the only way that I was going to be motivated and passionate about what I did. Whereas working for someone else, I never felt like I was doing anything good in well, I was doing something good, but it's different. It's difficult to explain working for yourself, but you have freedom, you have flexibility, and if you have the passion and you have the work ethic behind it, then you're always gonna go far. And I'd like to think that where I am now, I'm going to be a lot further in 2 years' time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time. But we'll cover that in due course. But starting the Supercar Scene Limited was a real eye-opener for me in learning first-hand about business. And going back to my education at school in Watford, I never really learned anything by reading something. I had to do it practically and get my hands dirty to do it, and I had to do things to learn. So starting a business at the age of 19 years old was probably the best experience that I possibly could have got, and I learned a lot about the finance side of things, the accounting side of things, the legal side of things as well, because there's so many legalities when it comes to running a business that to do it by yourself is quite difficult. But I was lucky enough to find investment from my university lecturer, no doubt, at the University of Winchester. My business lecturer actually saw what I was doing, enjoyed what I was doing. He's a car fan himself, and invested his time and financially into the company, which was enabled us to really get the name and the brand out there. And he had a lot of contacts which were very good and very helpful in the early stages of setting up a business. I worked for HRO and Ferrari and Maserati on my gap year before I went to university, and whilst working for HRO, fantastic company, market leader when it comes to new car sales and used car sales with Ferrari, Maserati, Lamborghini, Bugatti, Pagani, Bentley, Rolls-Royce, BMW, you name it, HRO and deal with it. And it was a fantastic opportunity. I learned a lot about the car industry during the 8 months that I worked with HRO, and I also got a really cool insight into the supercar world and what it's like to own one, what it's like to buy one. Never in a million years did I think that I would own one. I just want to talk about the collapse, or the near collapse, of the Supercars of London YouTube channel, which was probably my most motivating, if this is the right sentence, it motivated me the most when this awful problem had. I basically, both myself and my business partner at the time, we both filmed the same thing, which was a Lamborghini revving up and having an argument with a pedestrian. And I think a lot of people watching this will remember that video, but it got taken down. I think the owner of the Lamborghini came forward to YouTube and asked for it to be removed. And of course we did nothing. We could do nothing. It was completely out of our control. But we understood the privacy that the Lamborghini owner wanted from the video, and apologised to the Lamborghini owner for uploading that video. We weren't expecting it to get 1.6 million views in the first month, but that's how many hits it got, and it became very well known very quickly. And once that video got removed, it really collapsed the infrastructure of the amount of people that were travelling to the Supercars of London website, watching our videos. And I mean, I call it the collapse of Supercars of London because it was it was a difficult time. We were watching our views plummet, we were watching our subscribers plummet, and this was at the time in my 3rd year of university. We're coming through a tunnel now, so they liked it in the Mercedes. Going back to the collapse of my YouTube channel, the Supercars of London brand, when this video got removed by YouTube and I had no control over it, it just spurred me on, and it just motivated me even more to pursue what I wanted to pursue and work as hard as I possibly could. And this happened in November 2012, and then when I graduated in April 2013, I finished uni, I moved out on the Friday, and I was in London for about 13 hours on the Saturday, kicking off the start of my career on the supercar scene full-time. And that's when I started to pick it up with my bare hands and get to where I am today. So we're now probably about 15 minutes away from Knightsbridge, and it's going to be interesting to see what supercars are driving around. So we're going to have a quick nose around some of the hot spots where there'll be some supercars, and then we're going to park up and cover 2013 and 2014, when Supercars In Limited went from being a very, very small company to being myself, an Audi R8, and over 250,000 supercar followers. I came out of university and always wanted to pursue this as a full-time job and sort of create a career out of nothing and create jobs, create wealth. So buying this car is the next step. To begin with, I was one of the first people to begin filming in London when there was only a handful of us doing it, and now there's at least 20 to 30 cameras every single time I come into London. I still come to London to film cars. There's always going to be that strand of filming supercars because it's what I love and it's what I've been doing for the last 8 years. But I think that moving into the supercar world, the supercar owners world, and chasing after Lamborghinis and Bugattis in the Audi R8 is the way that it's going to go, and it's sort of a dream come true. I hope to see myself driving a Lamborghini in 5 years' time, in 2 years' time. My ambition is always to own a Lamborghini by 25. If I can do that, then I've hit the first goal. A lot of friends' goals is to hit a millionaire by 30. If I could do that before 30 and beat them to it, then it's all healthy competition. Where do I see myself in 10 years' time? I'll be 33. It would just be nice to be continuing to do what I love, inspiring people to follow their dreams, pursue their passions, and it's just all about car lovers. I mean, I'm a car lover, I own an awesome car, but everyone else that likes cars and films them, then we're all on the same wavelength and we all just enjoy talking, seeing, hearing and filming supercars. I want to take Supercars of London to wherever it can go. I mean, to think that 8 years ago or 5 years ago, it was a small-time YouTube channel that was filming supercars on a mobile phone. To think that it's run by me with a Sony Handycam, nothing too fancy. I still do the same thing. The videos are just a bit more edited. I've got this awesome Audi R8, and I think just if I continue to add to it and continue to innovate and set the bar higher, then it's all great for people that are looking to follow in my footsteps or looking to achieve or buy their own supercar. For the followers that followed my journey of my first supercar, I tested a whole range thanks to Premier Velocity allowing me access to their fleet of supercars. And I tried the luxury C63 supercars, I tried the hardcore hypercars like the McLaren 12C, Spider, 458 Italia, but when I got in the R8 it was low to the ground, it had the German build quality, it looked absolutely brilliant, and I think from the first time it got released in 2007 I fell in love with the Audi R8. So being able to sit in the driver's seat driving around London, looking back 3 or 4 years ago, envying the supercar owners being able to unlock their car on Sloane Street and jumping in and speeding off. It's an amazing feeling, and I think that I've definitely picked the right car. Even in silver, before it got wrapped in the Iron Man colours, it looked awesome, and a lot of people like it, and I think that it's a head turner without really having to do too much. It's an effortless head turner, as I like to say. So it has everything a supercar needs. It's got 2 seats, it's low to the ground, it's got manageable performance for public roads. I think we've got... That's a bike. I thought it was a supercar. The V8 engine compared to the V10 engine. The V10 engine, of course, is bigger, but if you have driven both of them, you will probably know that the V8 is the original R8 engine, but is also a much revier and better engine when it comes to drivability. The R8 is such an iconic car in the whole Iron Man series. Tony Stark drives the exact spec that I bought the car in, with the silver with the carbon side blades and the silver 5-spoke wheels. And I think when that film came out, it really made the car fashionable and it really made the car what it is today. So Iron Man had a huge part to play in the promotion of the Audi R8. And so when it was a decision between what car I was going to buy, I actually played around with different colours, designs on Forza Motorsport. And I thought that Iron Man and R8 fit so well that I decided that I would play around with the red and the gold. and I just actually thought that it suited the car perfectly. We came up with some really cool wrap colours and ideas with Kit Customs, and from there it was just a case of putting the gold where and putting the red where. So I'm so pleased with how it's come out. It was always the plan that it was going to be wrapped in the Iron Man colours, the red and the gold. It's just unique, it's different. There's awesome matte blues, matte reds, matte silvers, matte greys, matte blacks. They all look fantastic on the R8. The problem with the R8 is that no colour looks bad on it. So I'm sure people will beg to differ actually, because some people don't like the red and the gold, but I mean, it's absolutely epic. A real head turner when it's the red and the gold, and I think that the rewrap with the red bonnet instead of the gold, it really sets off the whole car and the lines perfectly, and it really looks like the Iron Man suit, which is the whole idea of it. So I'm really happy with how it's come out. The wheels were the first step, taking it to projects and putting some unique one-of-one PJ edition wheels on it, and then with the Army Tricks exhaust system, it sounds incredible. Now with the wrap, it looks incredible. The whole package is just, it's nice, and I think to take it to the next level, I really want to sticker the car up like a race car and really have that wow impact when I'm driving it around in central London. So I think for the summer the car's going to be stickered up, make it look a bit like a race car. Whether a wing goes on it on the back or not is another matter. And I've recently been eyeing up the twin turbo videos. I'm not saying that I'm going to twin turbo my car because I think the insurance will go through the roof, but it's something that is always itching. It's always itching. So there's always things that you can do with the car. I mean, I can take the wrap off and I can change it a different colour. It's so interchangeable that the possibilities are endless. It's just sort of what my budget will stretch to, whether it's a body kit or a spoiler or just a rewrap. It all depends on what I feel like that week. But I think for now, for the next 2 months or so, we're just going to try and make it look like a race car for the summer. Taking it to projects, putting the 20-inch wheels on it, wrapping it, making it look awesome, and then with the Army Tricks exhaust system, it sounds awesome. The R8 looks good with body kits, with spoilers, but it also looks good in so many different colours like I previously mentioned. So the possibilities are endless. I'd like to think that a wing maybe would look quite cool on it, or maybe like a front splitter and side skirts, or even a wide body kit. I mean, but those sorts of price ranges are up 20 grand plus, so you might as well get a R8 V10 or even a Lamborghini. So I mean, for now I think I'll try and sticker the car up for summer and make it look like a proper race car, and have some fun in it over the summer, and then answer that question again in October, because I think in September and October it might change colour and maybe change appearance as well. So we'll just see what happens. I'd like to think that I can continue documenting what it's like to live with this supercar, the pros and the cons, trying to put a bit of a reality perspective on owning a supercar. It's not all a dream, as people have seen. The clutch sometimes is a bit of an issue. The fuel isn't great as well, and with the Army Tricks exhaust system with the valves open, when you want the car to be loud, it's not great on fuel. Maybe I'll do a video on how bad it can be on fuel as well as how good it can be. What's next? I'd just like to continue developing in terms of video editing, create better videos, maybe explore various car styles, videos, reviews, and get behind the driver's seat of a lot more supercars, so that I can bring a real new perspective into what it's like to drive a supercar, own a supercar, and again upgrade from the Audi R8 to a Lamborghini in as soon as possible, just to continue to enhance the Supercars of London YouTube channel, because again, Lamborghini is such a popular brand and it's my favourite car, so definitely try and get a Lamborghini. Probably the most asked question since I bought this car is, what do I do for a living? What's my job title? How have I been able to afford a supercar at the age of 23? And I mean, I've been working unintentionally for 8 years filming supercars. That has technically started the growth in terms of building a company. And when I was in my second year at university, I created the company Supercars In Limited, which started off as a website for supercar enthusiasts to upload their pictures and videos to the website. And that's just built strands and strands and developed, and I've used my business degree to continue to build this company, the supercar scene. and now it's a website where we've got over 500 members that upload videos and pictures to the website. We've got exclusive sections with Lord Aleem and his garage and awesome supercars that he has on his fleet, but also a section that talks about this car as the project car. So the Supercar Scene website is one section. Supercars of London is a brand within the supercar scene, and the supercar scene is exactly what it says it is. It's the scene of supercars, and I want to take it global. I want to bring as many people like myself, passionate about cars, into the company and try and grow it as quickly as possible and as best and efficiently as possible, using the knowledge that I've gained from doing a business studies degree. One strand that I am looking to develop is the social media consultancy. I've been doing social media for 7 years. I've self-taught myself everything that I know, and I've recently been building my client base and doing a lot of social media consultancy, and tying all of those three things together, having a passion for cars, the media side of stuff, actually having the Supercars of London brand, but also doing the consultancy. As a three, they come together really nicely, and it's really helped me benefit to grow a network of commercial companies, valeting company, Aspect Valeting, SB Race Engineering that everyone's seen on YouTube, Projects Design, Army Tricks, Parata dell'Estrada, my clothing company. All of these companies have helped me get to where I am today, and having that network, the Supercar Scene network, where everyone can benefit from everyone else, it's a really brilliant thing to see work, and I'm just looking to continue to develop that. My title is technically a managing director of Supercar Scene Limited, so to answer the question on what I do for a living, I'm technically a managing director, but every day is different. I could be in London from 8 o'clock in the morning filming an event, and then coming back and working on Facebook and Twitter until 1 o'clock in the morning, trying to get everything in place for the next day. So never 2 days are the same, and I do work probably 7 days a week, around 8 to 10 hours per day, so it's very, very difficult. And you have to have a strong family and strong friends that understand what you're doing to be able to respect that you have to work from home, you have to work from in the car, you have to work in a McDonald's drive-thru, you have to work here, there and everywhere. So being an entrepreneur, I don't like saying that as that's what I am, because entrepreneur, the word can get thrown about, but I think what I am is a creative individual that likes to innovate, do things differently and set the bar in terms of what can be done and what's new in the industry. So I'd like to think that within 2 to 3 years my company's going to be a global company, working with some of the biggest automotive companies, working on their social media, filming some of their cars, filming some of their products, and helping everyone grow and benefit from the advertisement and media opportunities that I can provide. What inspires me is probably seeing success stories around in the media. Growing up, seeing Richard Branson build Virgin, seeing Simon Cowell in front of the TV building his huge public brand, but also the likes of David Beckham. I played sport to a high level, tennis and football, and watching David Beckham go from just a sportsman and take things to the next level, taking being a footballer to the next level and becoming a worldwide global icon and a role model to so many people is what inspires me. And I think that having a tiny percentage of that and hearing people that are inspired and motivated by my journey and story is what keeps me going. And I want to continue to inspire people. I want to continue to push people towards their dreams. And if that means making continual videos about my car, about my life and what I do with supercars, then I'll continue to doing that, because that's essentially what keeps me getting out of bed in the morning and working. So probably what I'd say is don't follow the crowd. If you love something, do it. Whether other people like it or not, or don't understand or don't understand, just continue to do what you love, because that's essentially what's going to get you through life, doing what makes you happy. If you're doing something that doesn't make you happy, there's only so long you can do it. So yeah, don't follow the crowd and pursue your dreams. So guys, that was my success story with UKVibe.TV. Make sure to check me out on Twitter and Instagram at WallacePJW, across YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Supercars of London, but also check out supercarscene.com and supercarsoflondon.co.uk. There's so much supercar content, stuff about me. You can ask me questions, you can get in contact with me, and just in general, if you like supercars or know someone that does, send them over to those addresses, and I'll see you over there. Thank you for watching, and see you guys soon. 3